Hi, my dear students. Hope I am finding you all happy and in good health. I think we can move on to the second part of the poem Freedom written by Rabindranath Tagore. Let us quickly move through what we discussed the other day. Rabindranath Tagore clearly states in the very beginning that he claims for his motherland of freedom from fear. All kinds of fear, all kinds of oppression, religious, social, political, economic, and the like. He compares India to a woman who has been under the burden for ages, under the burden of slavery. Bent her back. The burden has bent her back. It has bent her head. It has broken her back. And it has blinded her from seeing the bright future. He also says she has been going through a dark age. There was only stillness. Everyone remained passive. She was like a stagnant pool. He again calls our attention to a state where India was mistrusting the star that speaks of truth's adventurous paths. He clearly refers to the freedom movement. Actually, the country was finding hope in the freedom movement, led by the great visionaries, philosophers, our great leaders who were armed with non-violence and truth. It was really an adventurous path, and the leaders were sure to succeed. Unfortunately, the masses were mistrusting even the leaders and the very purpose of the freedom struggle. They failed to support them. They failed to stand united behind them, contributing their share, however small, to the success of the freedom struggle. That was a very sad situation. That's what he means when he says, India has been mistrusting the star of hope, which was following, steadily moving towards freedom through the adventurous paths of truth and non-violence. Freedom from the anarchy of destiny. Tagore says, he claims or he dreams freedom from the anarchy of destiny to his motherland. Many of the people, or most of the people, were accepting slavery as a kind of like the after effect of fate, destiny. And they thought, rather believed, that no one would be able to change destiny. to change what fate had in store for them. The other day, when I was discussing the first portion, I mentioned about a novel written by M. Mugundan, Mayalipuzhayude Theerangalil, on the shores of river Mayali. There again, I would like to call your attention to that again in this particular context. Because many characters in the novel, when we think about many characters in the novel, about their responses to the foreign rule, we can find it very clearly that they were accepting it. They were happy about it. Reasons may be many. They were illiterate. They were ignorant. As far as they were concerned, life was rather comfortable for them. They did not know what it meant by the term slavery. Or they were like, they could not view the burden as a burden. Their life was going on in a very casual, normal manner. So, when someone lamented about the lack of independence or about the slavery, they always said that was the country's fate. Students, we are obliged to do anything and everything in our power to alter that destiny if that brings slavery to our motherland. Unfortunately, the citizens of the pre-independent India, most of them were blissfully unaware of this particular fact. So they accepted slavery as destiny, the result of fate. And as a result, anarchy was ruling supreme in India. That's what Tagore means by anarchy of destiny. Tagore claims freedom from that state of anarchy of destiny for his motherland. Now, the poet brings about a metaphor in the poem. He compares India to a boat whose sails are weakly yielded to the blind, uncertain winds. The lines go like this. Whole sails are weakly yielded to the blind, uncertain winds, and the hem to a hand ever rigid and cold as death. India is compared to a boat whose sails are very weak. The future, the destination is uncertain. The boat or India doesn't know where she is heading. It is only uncertainty that she sees in front of her. She is moving according to the wind, to uncertainty. And the hands at the helm, the hands that controls the boat, are cold. The rulers, the colonial powers, they were the least bothered about to where they were taking the boat. So she was moving according to the wind to an uncertain destiny. And slavery was like death itself. Lack of independence, lack of freedom was like death itself. So India and Indians were moving to an uncertain destination in a half-dead state. And now you may recall the famous lines by Sri N. Kumaranashan, പാരതന്ത്ര്യം മാനികൾക്ക് മൃതിയേക്കാൾ ഭയാനകം. For people who are proud of their nation, for them, slavery, lack of freedom, independence is something more dreadful than death itself. I hope the message is clear. I am going at a very slow pace because I want you to be thorough with each and every line we are discussing here. So remember, my dear friends, and this poem now calls your attention to the present situation of India. From almost all the sides, we are confronting enemies. And as future citizens, you must take in the message. പാരതന്ത്ര്യം മാനികൾക്ക് മൃതിയേക്കാൾ ഭയാനകം. For the proud citizens of India, lack of freedom or slavery is more dreadful than death itself. See you in the next class. Take care.